will rebuild our race. In return, I offer a truce. You do not have a choice. And yet, you must still make one. Do you and your planet accept my terms? Or do you choose annihilation?
No! Never. My answer is... My answer is... yes. I accept your terms.
You have saved the lives of every living thing on this planet.
What the hell did we just watch? What the hell was that? I don't care what anybody say. Mark is living in the worst timeline out of any superhero ever in fiction history. You can't convince me otherwise. Tell me somebody who's going through a worse timeline than this. Every season it gets worse and worse and worse. And like Mark was already in the contender. Like he was already in the list of like worst timelines you don't want to be a part of. But I think this right here, this episode just put him in the top. He's number one. Seriously, because I'm realizing now, like Mark is the reason why I acknowledge trauma for heroes. He's the reason why I realize that they need therapy too. Imagine you've been seeing flashes of trauma all day. You took a flight, try to relax, process your emotions, heal a little bit, have a therapeutic session in a sense, you know, in his own way. But imagine, right? The moment you think like, okay, he's processing it, and then you see a glimpse of thragg, he's like, all right, it's just in my mind. Like, let me try and control it. The moment you try to control the flashes and thinking that you're starting to heal a little bit is when it's actually real.
Yes, we are here.
Like what type of, like what are these writers? Why do they love torturing their main character this much? When was the last time you seen Mark smile? When was the last time you seen him happy? Was he ever happy this season? Tell me the episode, tell me the time, the episode when that happened, when you see Mark smiling and happy. Only thing I could think of is when he grabbed his old suit and went flying for a little bit. That's the only time. The rest of the season, that boy was depressed. And I can't blame him. I can't blame Mark. Like imagine knowing with all fibers in your being that no matter what you can do, you can't stop the villain. No matter what. Regardless if you want to, you have no way of stopping the guy who's about to take over your planet. There's nothing Mark can do. And you know how usually we wonder why villains tell the hero their plans and what they're about to do and, you know, tell them exactly what they're trying to do, right? Like that usually ends up being their downfall.
Let me explain your future to you. We will live among you. Wear your clothes. Walk your streets. We will disappear within your society as we use them to birth our salvation.
But in this case, this is the first time where a villain explains and talk about his plans, and it only makes him more menacing because there's nothing Mark can do. Thraggs know Mark can't do shit. So he's like, here's the plan. This is going to be your future. I'm presenting it as if you have choices, but you really don't. You could either accept the terms, follow the plan, or I'll just one-shot you and the plan will continue regardless. That's insane. What other hero experienced against this type of hopelessness. Mark knows Earth is cooked no matter what. So how the hell can I blame Mark for not accepting those terms? How? What is the alternative? What can he do? You see him out there. You see him try to punch Thraggs. No damage. Nullified, bro. No amount of rage, no amount of plot armor can save him from that. Like, if he can't do any type of damage now, bro needs centuries of training arcs to catch up to that. So yeah, there's only one way, honestly, that this could all be saved, and I'm gonna talk about that later. But the first thing I want to talk about is Cecil. Season after season after season, Viltrumites just pull up to Earth, no detection. Has he not learned? Like, I would like to see at least him trying to find a way to increase security or whatever, or detection, just to know if Viltrumites pulled up or not. But no, every single season, Viltrumites just pull up. It's free. Like they're just going in like it's their house, like it is their home. Like, let's be real, because they could just pull up whenever, no detection, blend in, and Cecil would have no idea that anything's going on. Like, that's crazy. Like, in this episode, Cecil just assumed that they're not on Earth yet. Like, what? Especially the way they came into Earth wasn't that quiet. They caused destruction when they first appeared. Still no detection? That's insane. Like, sure, there's probably nothing Cecil could do or come up with, any type of invention. There's probably nothing in the laboratory that even Mark probably doesn't know about and we don't know about. There's probably nothing there that could stop the Viltrumites regardless of detection. But at least you would know, right? And then maybe you could see if you could come up with a plan, right? Like, but not knowing. And like, how many Viltrumites pulled up? Like, at least like a couple. Like, you know, I don't know if all of them are there. Like, they just all Thragg just called all the Viltrumites and they're just all there, like all 37 of them. God damn, at least detect one of them. Jesus. Like, even Nolan could just pull up randomly no matter what, whenever he feels like it. It's crazy. And speaking of Nolan, and now Nolan and Debbie are out in space. Like, yo, so I wonder if, because I think Nolan is supposed to put up a detection or increase security for warnings for Viltrumites entering in. But like, if they're already there, then is it gonna detect them? Like, I'm assuming it's not gonna detect them already being there, and they're just gonna be detecting the atmosphere of when they arrived, right? So most likely they're probably just gonna be in another solar system while Mark is just there by himself, knowing that all the Viltrumites are already populating in Earth. Oh my god, and I forgot to mention this too. This is what I mean by the writers. Like, they have no sympathy. They don't care about Mark. They just think about the worst case scenario, and then if they can't think of anything worse, that's the plot they're gonna use. Because I forgot about mentioning the fact that Eve talked about aborting their baby as well. Like, bro got too much in his mind. Like, what? And I've been saying this since season 2, that he has too much going on in his brain, too much to focus on, too much things to worry about. He needs to do this, he needs to do that, he needs to be with Eve and make sure everything's okay with that. He needs to make sure the planet is safe. He needs to make sure the universe is safe. He gotta figure out a plan to stop the Viltrumites. He gotta worry about his father and his brother, his family, you know? And that's why I say earlier, how the hell can Mark have time to process, smile, do any of that? Like, bro, it's just been going through depression, but didn't have time to process the fact that he's been depressed for like probably a couple seasons, honestly. So like, after every season, I always say I feel bad for Mark. I hope things get better. But man, like, all I could really say now is you did your best. It's okay, man. Like, it's endgame. It's okay that you accepted these terms. You know, I want to give Mark hope, but in his point of view, there's no way. And of course, we know towards the end that Alan became aware of the Scorch virus. And
Alan, for the good of all living beings, use the Scourge virus to finish what I started, no matter the cost. Every last Viltrumite must die.
That's what I was leaning towards in the beginning. Like, that's the only way. It's the only solution. Hopefully it doesn't affect Earthlings, but it's the only way. And you know what? Now that I think about it, you remember, I think it was last season. Yeah, it was. You remember when Mark went into the future and he ended up killing the future immortal? But before that, the future immortal discussed about how Mark left Earth for a reason and he realized he couldn't come back and things things like that, blah, blah, blah. What if this is the reason? What if that was a glimpse of the future where all of Earth is populated, is polluted, I should say, with the scorch virus, and that was the only way to stop the Viltrumites? But the consequences of doing that is not allowing Mark to go back to Earth and forever leaving his home planet. What if that's the case? And that episode back then was just a glimpse of the future that's going on right now. So what if that's the reason he left Earth in the future, or at least that future? And right now we're just leading up to that point, honestly. Maybe I'm onto something, maybe I'm not. But regardless, the scorch virus is the only way. Because like I said, it's going to take eons for Mark to catch up to the strength that Thraggs is on. Eons. Like, seriously. So you tell me what Mark should do. What are his options? Do you blame him for accepting the terms? What would you do in his shoes? Would you accept the terms? Because if he didn't, he probably would just die. Like, he probably just get one-shotted and Thraggs would just continue the plan as usual, regardless, with him or without him. Because seriously, if Thraggs didn't acknowledge Mark as a full-blooded Viltrumite, then he would have been dead anyways, right? What do you think? When do you think Nolan and Debbie gonna find out that Earth is already taken over? That's going to be the most interesting part next season, is seeing their reaction. Debbie, Nolan, Oliver, their reaction when they come back to Earth, seeing like things are normal, okay, but Mark knows that everything is not okay. And when he tells them that it's already over, like it's already cooked, you know, like that's probably the most exciting part I'm looking forward to next season, is that reaction right there. But we'll see, like we'll see the game plan. Speaking of Nolan and Debbie, you already know what's going to be my next episode. But speaking of Nolan and Debbie, you already know what's going to be my next video. All I'm going to say, I told you so. This is all Nolan needed. And I'm going to talk about more in the next video about that and the relationship between Nolan and Debbie. But until then, this was a great season. Great execution. Worst case scenario. No way it gets worse than the next season, right? Right? We'll see. So yeah, you leave your comment section down below. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.